Okay, hello everyone. This is another oil pastel drawing. And we have the picture here this week.
Mm.
And you need to get some colors. So I'll pull them up here. If you don't have gray, that's fine. You can just use blend white and black. You'll also need a pencil. So basically all the colors.
Black.
Black,
and the
gray,
blanc, the gray.
and then the brown. And this is the peach color, so the light tan, white, yellow, light green, dark green, blue, purple. If you don't have purple, blue and red will make purple. Pink. If you don't have pink, just white and red. So pink is white and red. And then you need red and orange. So 13 colors total. And then you need some sort of paper. I have white paper. It's kind of yellow. But if you have regular sketch paper, that is okay too. So let's put the colors aside for now. We're going to start with a sketch. So have your pencils ready. And if you want, you can also take a picture. So before we actually start, I think the grass is a bit boring, to be honest, because there's nothing interesting going on here. So later when we do the grass, when we add the grass, I want to add maybe a row of flowers that go up from the bottom and then lead to the cow's head. Because if the grass is very flat, it will look very boring. So later we'll have some flowers that move from the bottom and then guide the eye to look at the cow. So that's just before we start. Now we can start sketching. So I'm using a light pencil. So if you have HB, 2B, anything like that, nothing too dark. And we're going to start by drawing out this middle line here. So where the sky meets the grass. So very lightly, just trace where the shape of the hills are. Roughly around the middle. And I'm making my lines pretty dark. Make sure yours are very light. So don't press too hard. Keep some light pressure on the pencil. Now let's sketch the cows. So this is one cow. And then this is the other cow. I'm going to do this one first. And notice how it takes up about half of the screen. So it's a little bit more than half. I'm going to mark where the end of the cow is. And the cow has a very sharp and flat back, actually. And the neck slopes down here. And now I'm drawing the tail.
共產黨啊嘛，佢哋而家好，我就唔知啊，即係佢哋就知啦。
And then it drops down to the leg. And then the next kind of area blocking is the underbelly. Then now I'm drawing the bulge of the stomach over here. And then this left leg. Now I'm drawing the other leg in the front. And you can't really see the head. So I'm just going to do that. You want to kind of focus on capturing the basic shapes of the cow. So not only just the body, but also these patterns. You see the white? So I would take my pencil and kind of draw those patterns in. And another thing that you want to sketch is this shadow over here. So wherever the shadow starts to start, you also want to show that in your sketch as well. So you see this really dark area under about halfway. Lightly sketch that in as well. So I'm just blocking out the shadows, just like I did with the highlights. And then now you can do the other side, or the other cow behind over there. So it's a little bit lower. Right, this one's taller because it's closer to us. And this one's smaller. So I would start it about here. Draw the back. And then when we get to the head, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. See it better. I'm going to start with the shape of the head, which is basically an oval. And then, of course, you're going to carve out the sides of the face. So first, these are the eyes. Just mark where they are. And now I'm just marking where the nose swoops downwards. And then draw the nose as well. So this is the mouth. So we have the upper lip. If I had to show it bigger, basically this is the cow's head looking at us. And then the nose is over here. That's the nostril. And then the top lip kind of sits over the chin, like that. And then you have that little chin at the bottom. And then those are the eyes. Okay, now back to the picture. I'm going to bring the forehead in a little bit. So this top has a little bump. And then don't forget the ears. So those are just kind of like petal shaped or leaf shaped. Like that. And then now draw the rest of the cow. So focus on the biggest shapes and also sketch out the shadows and then the white patterns. Okay, and now we can begin with oil pastel colors. So starting off, we're going to get any brown. So anywhere that you see brown, mostly in the upper areas, we're going to lightly shade the color in. So not very dark, just light, like this. And I'm carefully going around the patterns. Okay, and then on top of that, add a light layer of orange, but not everywhere, just in the areas that are very saturated. So up at the top, there's a little bit of light brown here and on the neck. So wherever the brown is not, is lighter, layer on some orange very lightly. Not blending, just lightly add some colors. And then later, we'll blend it all out with the beige color. Okay, once you have added both the brown and the orange, we're going to blend it using this light peach or any tan color that you have. You could use something that looks like this or something that's more pink. Doesn't really matter. So I'm using this and just blending the brown and the orange together. And then if you feel like it's too light, you can always go back and add more brown. But I'm going up and down to follow the shape of the cow. I'm going to go back with my dark brown and darken some of these areas, especially this shadow underneath the belly, and this one too. And in the meantime, I'm also going to fill out the bottom, the belly, with some brown. So lightly shaded in. And then once again, blend the bottom with the light peach color. Making it darker again because I feel that it's too light right now. Also, another thing, is that the belly, if you see in here, it's white, but because of the grass, the light is reflecting up and it looks green. So you can copy that effect, take a green pastel, and just in this area, you can add a little bit of green to make the lighting feel more realistic. I'm going to go back with the orange and add more color to the top of the cow. That's where the sunlight is hitting its back. And I feel that it could be more saturated because right now it feels too pale for me. And of course, do the same thing for the cow on the right. So I'm starting by darkening everything using my brown. And then later I will blend it. So I'm really focusing on the shadows and their shapes. So right now I just outlined the end of this cow, just so it's clearer for me. Yeah, now I'm just adding the shadow because I forgot about that. Blend using the peach color. Darken again using the brown. And same with how we did this green over here. I'm going to take the green and add a little bit of that just under the chin. And it's mostly on the white spots. Okay, and then now we're going to do the face and all the other white areas. So you can take your white and if you also have a paper towel, you can clean your pastel. I'm doing this because I don't want any blue just yet in the face. Okay, now that my white is clean, I'm going to fill in the face. So I'm pressing really hard. Make sure you get the white really in there. And then fill out all of these patterns. Okay, now for the eyes. Immediately at the top, I'm going to use some brown and just draw where the eye is. Just at the very top of the shadow. And then now you can blend it down using white, or if you have a medium or light gray, you can also use gray to drag the color down. So I'm just dragging the color down. But if you don't have gray and you want to try this, you can take a little bit of black and then blend using white. Basically, we're getting the shadow on the side of the face. Before we do the nose, get your tan color, the peach color, and then add a little bit of that where the nose is going to be. And then take the brown and mark out the nostrils and the darker shadows. And basically our cows are done. But you can take this time to add any details or make the shadows even darker. You can use black, like just in here, you know, add a little bit of shadows, but you don't have to. So you can use the black as kind of like a pencil to shade. I don't think it makes that much of a difference, but you can always try it. But yes, the cows are done. Now let's move on to the sky. We're going to start with a deep blue color. If just the regular blue is fine as well. So with the cows drawn, we're going to paint the sky now. We're going to leave wherever you see the clouds, leave it open or blank, and then color everywhere else in blue. So right now I'm going to outline where the clouds are going to be. Not using a line to outline, but just kind of like shading shapes. So the edges are more organic than this. It's too sharp. So just kind of edge in the clouds and where you think they're going to be. Okay, and then fill in lightly. You want to still be able to see the paper under. And then now I want to layer the blue, layer some different colors in the blues. So up at the top, I'm taking, this is purple, and just on the very top of the sky in the blue, I'm going to add some purple. Not too dark, just a little bit. This way we can make our sky more interesting. So we don't want to just use one color. So just on the top, you see some of this purple. And then down at the bottom, going to use some green, just a little bit of green, very, very tiny, barely visible, just like that. Just some light green. I'm going to go over the top again with another layer of blue because I feel it's too light. So I'm making it darker. Okay, and now you can take a white and start blending out the colors. Some of you might also have a light blue. Give me a second so I can find it. I believe some of you also have this light blue. If you have that, you can use this to blend instead. So I'll show you what that looks like. But if you don't have this, white. So let's see the blue. So that's what it looks like if you have this color. But if you don't, that is okay as well. So I'm just going to use a white instead. So if you use this one, it's just a little bit darker and a little bit more green, but the white works just the same, however you want. You just want all these different colors in the sky so it's not too flat. I'm holding my pastel sideways like this and just scrubbing. And then do the same for the bottom part of the sky. Oh, and I forgot, there's a little bit of blue under the cow here as well. So don't forget that part. So same for the top, lightly shade the blue in and then blend it. Okay, and without cleaning your white, if you're using the white to blend, you'll notice that now it has all this extra blue on it. Want to keep that because now we're moving on to the clouds. All right, and with my extra blue on this white, I'm going to start shading in the clouds. And then at some point, all the blue will go away. But just keep going. You want to fill the whole area with white. Because later we will add the shadows. For now, just fill all of this in with your white pastel. Even if your paper is white, this will help you get smoother blending later when we add the shadows. So now with my blue, or with, if you have this color, use the lighter blue. I'm going to define the different tones and different values in the cloud. So over here, you can see it's a little darker, and this is brighter. So I'm going to make this part darker. And how do I do that? I'm just going to lightly shade and then blend. So shade and blend. A little bit at a time. You're going to be switching between the two a lot. There's also this tiny white cloud over here. That's just a little bit brighter than the cloud around it. I'm breaking this process up so we don't accidentally make the cloud too dark. And same on this side, there's kind of a lighter but still darker cloud. There's also a few little wispy bits, which are these kind of like egg whites floating in the sky. You can take the white again and just add a little bit of that into the blue. So now the last part of this is the field. So this grass, we will begin with a medium green. And then you're also going to have maybe some yellow and light green. And maybe some pink as well. So now this is the final part of our drawing. Make sure you stretch your hands and shake it out because the blending of this card was very, very tough. Okay, so let's take our medium or dark green and make the field. So bring it to life. We're going to start by, we're not going to fill out the whole thing, but this time we're just going to do these quick strokes upward to copy the motion of the grass. So loosen up and draw some grass in. So I like to go from the top and then work my way down. And if it's easier for you, you can also just turn if you're right-handed. So if you're right-handed, you can turn it around and just this way it's more comfortable. If you're left-handed, obviously do it the other way. You can just turn your paper around so it's faster. I feel like going up is really uncomfortable. I'm going to do it this way. Yeah, I feel like this way, if I'm turning my paper this, it's much easier because it follows the curve of my hand. Yeah, so I'm just going to tilt my paper and then do it this way. Hopefully you can still follow along. Make sure you have some like low highs. So it's not just one flat patch of grass. Make it kind of random. And then now we're going to just continue layering of different colors. So the next one, I would probably use yellow, because this green is too green. The grass is actually closer to yellow than green. If you can compare the two colors, it's very similar, but there's still some green in there. So same thing, start from the top or the bottom or wherever, and add these secondary colors to make the grass less green. And if you're lazy like me or getting tired, you can just use the side and scrub in the color instead. In the end, the effect will be the same. And then we also have to add the shadows and then the pink, and then it's just too much work. Oops. So just take your shortcuts. You can even add some peach at the top, although it doesn't really show up. Never mind then. But basically you want different colors everywhere in the grass to create more variety. Okay, now the pink. So pink and green cancel each other out. The pink makes the green more gray. So right now I feel it's really bright. It's almost too green. So I'm going to take some pink and add some grass in there. And you may notice that it's a little bit less green here, but it's still green. Okay, so now I'm still using the pink, but I wanted there to be some sort of movement in the grass that curves to guide the eyeball to follow up into the cow's face. So now every stroke, every grass that I'm adding in is going to be curved in that direction. So starting from here, I'm going to go up and go up and go up. You can't really see it just yet, but when we add the shadows and add the flowers, the direction of your marks are very important. So I'm pushing everything up to the cow. Okay, and now I'm going to take my dark blue, or you can also use purple, whichever one works. So I'm going to use the dark blue and add some of these strokes at the bottom. And then I'm going to take a white And on top of the shadows, I'm going to add some highlights in the grass as well. So just like that. One tip is, as your grass gets further away, use an edge, like a sharp edge, like that, to make the grass skinnier, because things get smaller as they get further away. But down here, you can use wide, to make them wide like that. As they get to the top, make them thinner. So basically, if you can see, I'm going for this sort of curve. The highlights are all following this S shape to make the grass look more interesting. Can even go back with the blue and darken some of these just under the grass to make it feel like there's more depth. Like feel the grass is tall. Okay, now we're going to try and add some flowers. So my color for the flowers will be white. And I say try because it might be hard to make it show because we already have so much. The oil if it builds up, it doesn't show as well anymore. But we're still going to try. It's going to have a few, so I'm just pressing hard. And there's one flower. Maybe here's another one. So they're quite big at the bottom. They get smaller as you get to the top. I'm just pressing and then letting go, kind of like flicking it. And then I'm going to add a few more flowers at the very top, above the horizon line. These are going to be very small. Kind of just like dots. So yes, I think we are finished today a little bit earlier, but that is the end